Okay, here we are. The Anvil Hurricane. This is new. I haven't flown this ship before, but I just had to get my hands on it. I mean, it's an impressive ship. Just the way it looks and the way it's designed. It's a heavy fighter. It seems like you can just dish out some real hurt. And most importantly, it has what looks to be little document. No, it's just a gunner seat. Yeah, little gunner seat on here as well. So that's really great. Also, another feature that you guys may not know from the new update, you can literally take this elevator to the hospital. So like if you're bringing your buddy or someone you brought in and you need to get them to triage, you can do that. Do it that way. Okay, so drop down seat, nice touch. So I'm definitely not wearing a flight suit, so I won't be getting out, but you know, just wanted to, I needed to buy some new clothes because after I died, I lost everything, so, yeah. That's pretty much what happened.
You are clear to launch.
Yeah, wrong button.
Anvil aerospace. All systems online.
So this is it. Green and red. So I guess this is like a Christmas themed warship. But yeah. So go ahead, take off. I like to get the shot when you pull up the landing gear. So you just watch it go in and then we're away. Alright, max burn. And it's nice that they fixed that as well. Because you used to not be able to see that in previous versions. Okay, so about 480 meters per second. And we're actually still going. We're still going. And I just want to call attention to the fact that this is in atmo, okay? Like we're in atmosphere doing speeds like this. So already that's impressive. That's already impressive. Alright. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty maneuverable. If we get it down to a standard operating speed. Yeah, about right here. Now, you know, it is a heavy fighter, so you're not going to be doing super fancy maneuvers or anything like that, but it's nimble enough. And you can see the fins, the rear fins, kind of subtly making adjustments as you're dialing it in. Easy to make little corrections. And so there's our cloud coverage, and we are really high up, 10 kilometers. And we've gone just outside the armistice zone. Now, this isn't the final version. CIG is going to improve these clouds some more, but just being able to just appreciate them on the horizon is a nice touch. You know, because in previous updates you could see the entirety of the land from any point in the air, but now you don't have to do that. But going back to the fighter, I mean, the fact that this thing can maintain the speeds that it does, the maneuverability that it does, all in atmosphere, is extremely impressive. But we haven't even seen its top speed yet. You're not going to see that until you get out of that mode. But yeah, I could see the ship just having a ton of utility. It has that additional port for a turret operator to operate the turret here at the top. So it's actually a two crew ship, because, you know, a person operates this turret here and then the pilot flies the ship. So I could see this ship being used primarily for capital ship defense, and even offense to a certain degree. Judging from its armaments, it does have some you know, air-to-ground capabilities, I'm imagining. I haven't really done my homework on these rockets, but considering these turrets here and how they can swivel, you can probably do some ground interdiction, like a standard fighter jet. You know, just using its ballistic and energy payload. So we're gonna go up to the top. Oh, I'm starting to pass out a little bit here. I don't have my flight suit on, so I have to be careful, because we're going really fast, and you can just see how the G's are impacting my character. Because this, you know, this is drip. This is not for just flying. But we'll go ahead, get deeper into space. We're now high enough to see the curvature of the planet. But it looks like I'm actually rotating out, so I need to control my ascent a little bit. But yeah, we are now at max speed, 1,231 meters per second. And you can see in our altimeter just just how fast that is. And yeah, 1,231 meters per second. That's, I can't just explain how fast that is, but it's super quick. As you can see, the suscitation of the engines and the rumble means that we've officially entered from space. We've left the atmosphere of the planet completely. We can go ahead, accelerate. And I gotta be careful how I decelerate, because again, I don't have my flight suit on, and I can easily lose consciousness. So we want to take it slow as possible. Just kind of let the ship naturally do its thing, and not you know, make any poor choices. Again, we won't be doing a spacewalk with this thing, because I'm not wearing my flight suit. And you know, even if I were wearing my flight suit, a lot of the stuff you've already seen before on other ships. You know, this is just how Anvil chose to iterate it with this one. But what I really want to do is play with these weapons. As you can see, these laser cannons are pretty sick. Twin Panthers. And as you can see, thanks to the newest and best update, you got a little counter in the upper right hand corner, so you're not just eyeballing it. And then it has to cool off, and then it's immediately ready to fire, right? So great DPS. Most pilots will tell you that, you know, laser is nice for distances, but you really should focus on ballistics, like bullets, for close range DPS, because you can't beat it. And they tend to have much higher velocity as well. But yeah, just looking at how the cockpit is designed, this is actually one of the better designed cockpits of all the Anvil ships. You know, the Anvil line is a very military heavy focus, and you know, you kind of just expect it to be no nonsense, straight to the point. And this cockpit just has a very, you know, high performance like feel to it, very fighter jet feel to it. And you know, just from how the switches are designed, the colors that exist in the seats, you know, it's got like a little touch of luxury to it. Even though it's still a military vessel, it just seems like a really high end one, you know. It also doesn't help that I'm like dressed like a general, okay. Well, be an admiral in this case. But yeah, just take a look around the cockpit. Is that trim? No, that's just that looks like a switch, yeah. Yeah, exiting in 0G dies immediately. But yeah, I'm really in love with the instrumentation panel, all of that. I think that's really cool. And yeah, those are our weapon systems there. And I don't have a missile lock, so I don't think I can just fire the rockets, dummy. But I mean, you don't really need to anyway. Yeah, it's nice and peaceful up here, and as you can see, we got the G-force meter, 7.2 Gs of acceleration, and then we can max out at 5.4 Gs. No, actually 13 Gs, because I'm not using cruise control. But the human body can take a lot of, you know, forward-facing G-forces, because our bodies just are built that way. It's the negative G-forces, where you're moving backwards, that can knock you out. So yeah, side Gs, reverse Gs, those are worse, but forward Gs, the body's pretty good at handling that. And yeah, we're pretty much just in cruise control. And the engine automatically saves power once it knows it can't go any faster. It'll automatically, you know, cut itself down. And yeah, it's incredibly peaceful up here. And if you are looking to purchase this craft, I'd buy it. I think you wouldn't be able to fit it in the Carrack. It's a bit too large for that. So we have to wait for the carriers to come out. You might be able to fit this on a Hercules though, for sure, but it's going to take some deft piloting to kind of get it in that cargo bay safely. The Hercules are built for ground vehicles, not air vehicles, so good luck, especially with how clunky and buggy everything is. But I would definitely buy it, for sure, for sure. So what I want to do, try to find more temperate region, and I think it's temperate towards the poles. I think it's temperate towards the poles. So this is about 1,000 kilometers away. Okay, that's a pretty nice language point, I'd say. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good language point, and pretty fast too, like really fast. this ship is. So I think we're looking at the temperate region right here. How far are we? So you got this installation here. This is about 2,106 kilometers. Let's see if we just really juice this engine. Alright, so now we're going at max speed, and as you can see, we're going about a kilometer a second. So at this rate of speed, it takes about 2,000 kilometers. It'll take 2,000 seconds to get to the planet. And I whip up my calculator, can actually do the math and determine how long that would take. So kilometer a second, you just do 2,000 seconds, divide that by 60, and it would take 33 minutes. So, you know, just to like really understand the scope of distance and speed in this game, even at the rate of speed that we're traveling now, it will take us 33 minutes from here to actually make landfall with that planet. So yeah, pretty cool. So what we're gonna do instead is kill the engine. Yeah, air brake used to be X. I don't think we have an air brake. Well, I know we do, but wait. Ah, crap. My calculations are off. The data center's on the other side of the planet. So we're actually closer to the planet. But we're still in the temperate zone, looks like, so it'll work out. So if we were to do that orbit at that speed, it would take 33 minutes. Which now it's even more impressive because we would have been able to go to the other side of the planet. I'd say that's pretty cool. So normally you would do this kind of thing in a fun ship, you know, just kind of fly. But I can't really think of a military ship that I've had this much fun flying in. Like, anything you want to do, it does. And that's the most impressive thing about it. You can just hear it slicing through that atmosphere. And I think just part of the reason why it's such a effective ship is just the way it's designed aerodynamically, right? Like it literally is built in such a way that the air just passes through it. And you know, we're going to get better frame rates because we're not in New Babbage. There's not as many assets that needs to be loaded up. There aren't players running around, so that's another reason why I like coming out here to the temperate region, because it's better on the system, even though there's like a lot of things that the GPU still needs to process. But you get more GPU performance out here as opposed to, you know, the usual infamous Star Citizen server lag. So yeah, doing a hard turn there just to show you that I can do it. Just the lateral G's are insane. And you know, you got your little water effects. there's the trees. So we can probably find a place to land. Just go ahead and drop our landing gear. Because this area is pretty temperate, so I think I'll be fine with our flight suit. And the atmosphere isn't poisonous, like, you know, people are on the surface all the time. Microtech attempted to terraform this planet, and they made a little oopsie, so most of the planet is uninhabitable if you don't have the right equipment. And out here, you make it just fine. Okay, you landed. And go ahead, turn the engine off.
Engines offline.
Alright. Whistling. Okay, let's go ahead, get out. Alright, so severely dropped temperatures make it difficult to move. Have equipment ready. So yeah, I think we may have stepped out into a storm, because that does not look good at all. So yeah, not the best environment situation to be out in. I was expecting it to be more sunny and pretty, as it used to be. But now my suit's gonna get all dusty, and you know, we don't want that, do we? But you can see your character, you know, kind of brace themselves for the wind, and yeah, this is the new storm system, which they talked about it, so it's nice actually seeing it. And as you can see, I do have a survival estimate, but it keeps going back and forth because I'm like on the cusp of being overexposed. Because the temperature out here is actually freezing. It's 0 degrees Celsius. So even though we've got like grass and stuff growing, that cold front that's being brought through is literally freezing. So yeah. But it's tundra, you know, it's comes with the territory. Right, and engine on.
Engines online.
Yeah, this definitely. I'd probably put this ship in my top 5 of all the ships that I've reviewed. I really like this ship. This ship is really, really good. And I'm sure like someone will be able to do like actual DPS tests on it, but just as a fun ship, like this ship is it's it. This is it. Anvil made a good one. You know, the Carrack is top tier, obviously, but you expect that from a ship the Carrack size. This is a, you know, a 2-seater. Like, there's a lot of 2-seaters that are just boring. I mean, their Hornet line is boring. You know, fun to fly, but, you know, they don't have what this ship has. You know, they don't have what this craft has, and that to me...
Hydrogen fuel is at 75%.
That to me is, you know, just a big deal. And all of the flying that we did, we've been flying for about 25 minutes, and we've just burned through 25% of the fuel. Like, it's fuel efficient. It's fuel efficient. It's got great quantum speed. You know, this thing's the real deal. Okay, Non-frozen water on Microtech. This I gotta see. This I gotta see. Let's go ahead and drop the landing gear. Now the water is still being developed, so it may not be impressive, but we'll see. Right now it looks like just a giant ocean of snow. Okay, it looks like water. Maybe it's not water. But, you know, it's cold, like super cold out here, so makes sense. Alright, we'll leave the engines running because I'm literally just gonna step out. But the storm is back that way. Flew far enough away from the storm. And so there it is. There's our baby, all over glory, the hurricane. And let's check out what this is. So, as you can see, it's just a really pretty environment. Very verdant, very green. And I would love to live in a place like this. When CIG finally gives us the ability to build settlements and build our homes, I'm just gonna come out here to like the temperate region of Microtech and just set up. And I hope, you know, the beacon system is applicable to anywhere. Kind of like in No Man's Sky, you could just drop a beacon so you know where to go to come back and, you know, create your settlement. Because it's gorgeous. This particular area here is gorgeous. But I can hear my character starting to freeze. Because it's literally freezing out here. It's 0 degrees. But yeah, this is ice. This isn't water at all. Well, it is water, just frozen water. But yeah, nice little touch, CIG. You know, I was expecting to see water, but you know, it would have been obvious immersion breaking. Obviously, immersion breaking if I found liquid water and the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, right? So, but yeah, you can see my body temperature starting to drop, and that survival estimate at this rate gives me about an hour of exposure, which isn't too bad, you know. The coldest city on Earth, I forgot the name of it, but it's in Siberia, and you can't be out longer than 5 minutes. Like, people hang their meats outside to thaw them. That's how cold it is. I mean, not outside. They put them in their freezer to thaw. That's how cold it is in that city. So they just hang the meat outside the window if they want to preserve it. But humans are impressive. You know, they find a way. So yeah, it's hovering between freezing and below freezing. So yeah. Definitely not the place that you want to be. I personally like the cold. I think that might be too cold for me, but I wouldn't live out here without the proper, you know, equipment. But yeah, let's head back to Microtech. I think well, New Babbage, because we are on Microtech, of course. We do an atmosphere challenge. Shooting for New Babbage, though, we don't have to be that high up. I think you can use Quantum at about 15,000 meters. Alright, we're at 15 kilometers. Yep. So we're looking for a Pentagon. Yep, there it is. Targeting coordinates complete. Come on. Okay, maybe I'm not high enough. Yeah, maybe I go a little higher. That's cool though. Okay, we're set 80 degrees. Alright, and we've hit max speed. Oh, whoop. Do not want to do that. Alright, so in just that time, we went from 15,000 meters to 50,000 meters. We should definitely be high enough now. But want to burn as much speed as possible, as safely as possible. Try to keep things between 3 and 4 Gs. I think like once you start getting into 7 Gs, that's when it gets dangerous. Alright, where is that Pentagon? Alright, we're at 70,000 meters now. Yep, I just wasn't high enough up. That's cool.
Is now on.
And we're away.
Quantum drive
Alright.
is now off.
Home sweet home. And there's the spaceport, so we'll go ahead. Lock in cruise control. We want to go fast, but we don't want to go too fast. Wait.
Bogey.
Alright, no, that was just so relaxed. Okay. And anytime a player flies by you, all ship AI is going to detect it as a bogey. Like, doesn't matter what you do. It's always going to be a bogey. So, let's go ahead and contact air traffic control.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
So yeah, like you can literally see the difference. When I was out there in the middle of the boonies, I had no problems. And then as soon as I come back to civilization, my frame rates are crap again, and the game's laggy again, and yeah. Like, I want that to change. I want to actually be able to get the performance
Deployed.
out of my GPU. And I'm sure most Star Citizen players would agree with me on that. But, you know, patience. I mean, we came this far. What's a little longer, right? Especially when ships like this exist. Like, this ship is awesome. This is one of the best ships I've ever flown. From a design perspective, from just a handling perspective, you have like so much confidence in the things that you do when you fly this ship. And that's something that I can't say about other ships I've flown. You know, the only other ship I can think of where I felt like this level of confidence is the Reliant Quarry, of the Misk Reliant Quarry. That ship was a dancer, okay? Anything you needed it to do, it did. And it did it safely, and they did it effectively. And yeah, really great ship.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Alright, landing is complete. Flight ready, power on. Yeah, there's a bug that exists. Like, and it really does not matter. It's like you can still get out of the ship. I just like doing it, okay? Engine on.
All systems offline.
It just makes the experience feel more realistic. So I like doing that. Powering off the engines, you know, powering off the ship. Like, you know, when you drive a car, you know what I mean? And you're parking it. The same kind of concept, even though it doesn't count against you. Even though it doesn't make any difference, even though it doesn't help you at all. I just like doing it. And I used to like the other way too, of just cutting everything on in reverse order. You know, cutting on power and then cutting on engines once the system check's complete. But the flight ready button is just so convenient that I stopped doing that. You just hit the flight ready button and everything cranks up at the same time. Engine and power just both kicks in. You just get that nice little roar. So we're gonna go ahead, store the Hurricane. The Hurricane, chef's kiss, all kisses. It is an amazing, amazing ship. So yeah, looking at everything else that we got here, all of these other ships I've flown, I've tested. The Aurora is mine permanently. I still have all of the I series or the 100 series except the C because I used that to trade in for a Crusader, which is my ship. I actually pledged for that. The Nomad keeps popping up in my account. I never bought it, but I'm not going to complain because it's a free ship. And yeah, that's it. So next time it's probably going to be the Origin, unless this. Oh, I may do a review on the Hawk, but I'm going to tell you I wasn't too impressed with the Hawk. The Hawk really didn't handle Atmo the way that the Hurricane did. It wasn't a really fun ship to fly. It's a cool ship, like it had a great design, but it really wasn't that great. So largely forgettable experience. It's a ship that you would fly in a combat situation, but not for fun. Whereas the Hurricane, you can fly for fun, or you can fly, you know, for combat, like whatever you want to do. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this recording now. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.